here. Welcome to another video lesson on marketing strategy development. Today we're speaking about channel marketing, and we're looking at channel marketing from the aspect of promoting your product or service. Very, very, very critical aspect of your overall business strategy. Of course, you can use channel marketing to deliver channels to deliver your product or service. Today we're speaking about using them for pushing your message out through to the marketplace at large. So let's take a brief overview of this critical part of running a small, large, medium, corporate, multi-billion dollar organization. First of all, business strategy, marketing framework, concept, overview. We want to be considering the categories that our product or service fits into. Then we want to be looking over the other side of the spectrum after we've really clearly defined where our product sits within the marketplace. We want to be looking at the segments. Which segment of the marketplace are we selling to? And we'll talk about this a bit later on. You know, you could be selling to tall people, short people, fat people, thin people, black people, white people. These are market segments, very, very critical. Of course, the message that you promote for suntan lotion to various ethnicities will be different. And of course, your channels is the bit that fits the two together. You push your marketing message through your marketing channel that you've selected to use as your promotion tool. So channels is what we're speaking about today. So first of all, your company, your organization, whether you're a single solopreneur, you work in a 20 person company, a multi-billion dollar organization, you exist to deliver, to supply your product or service to the marketplace at large. And whatever it is that you're selling, you have a message. And that message is the thing that you want to be, that you push through your particular marketing channel, strategically, purposefully, every day in order to get clients in. So you have your particular channels spread out, fan out, and let's look at some of the targets for those, the promotion message that you may have open and available to you. So first of all is to say, well, look, our message, is it going to consumers? So our product or service, maybe your product or service can be consumed by businesses and consumers, but the particular message that you're sending out, often the message that you're sending direct to a consumer will be different than the message that you sell to a business. So your business to consumer message, who's that message for? Are you pushing your message directly to the males? That would be one message. Or is it directly to females? That would be another message, hopefully crafted to whoever you're selling, pushing your message to. You could be sending your message to couples. In this case, there will be dialogue. Would you be trying to get the woman to make the purchasing decision and then the man may pay, or the other way around? Whose hot button would you be pushing to make the purchase decision happen so that they favor your product or service? And this would be a part of your strategy development, that you carefully craft your message to make sure it goes to the correct person or persons. Similarly, if you're selling to groups of people, you're selling to groups, of course, there could be a lot of dialogue. There could be 10, 20 people in the group. One person could ultimately make the decision, but you'd want to know the dynamics of the group, what would cause the decision maker to go the way that they decide. And so the promotion message that you push through your chosen channel, which we'll speak about in a while, is very, very critical. So that's business to consumer, briefly. And of course, we have our business to business marketing channel messages to consider. And basically, we've split this into two aspects. We've said, well, look, Suppose you're pushing your message through, you're delivering your message to blue chip corporations. Who's that message going to? Is it going to HR managers? Is it going to the manufacturing manager, to the marketing manager maybe, to the CEO, to the person in charge of the facilities? Maybe you offer landscape gardening services. And very, very critical to understand the buy-in cycle. Often with blue chip companies, once you get a contract, you're locked in for 2-3 years. And so maybe if you just miss the deadline, then you want to go into a mode of just keeping in touch. Is there anything we can do, as opposed to full blown promoting your products and services because someone else is in there, and you may be hoping that they make a mistake or their service is not up to scratch, so you may get called in to give another quote or something. So very, very critical to understand, because sometimes you could be pushing your message through to a blue chip corporation and they would never look at it because you've just passed the buying cycle. Could be the case. So very critical when you're developing out your strategy to understand where you sit within their product life cycle, and who's making the decision to purchase, and who's actually going to be signing the checks. On the other hand, your message could be going to your small and medium enterprise corporations. In this case, for example, often the buying cycles are not as tight. Often you can just walk through the front door and introduce yourself, and maybe you'll be speaking to the director of the company. So again, a different message, quite possibly you would have to craft a different message to be pushing your promotion message to your blue chip versus your small and medium enterprise. And so I guess for the purpose of this, the main thing is to say, are you developing a business to consumer message or a business to business message? Ideally, you would like to, you should be further segmenting the message down so that within the business to consumer portion or aspect, you would be further segmented down to different people within that segment, and also within the business to business. And of course, it's much more than just blue chip and SME, but this is for information purposes, for the purpose of this lesson. So that's who you could be targeting your messages to through your channel. So let's look at some of the aspects that you actually have for the channel itself. And we've started with good old radio. So still very, very relevant. Of course, hundreds of thousands of people listen to radio every day. Very, very critical to make sure you understand who's listening to the radio program. You could be given some great deals, rate cards, for pushing your message out so many times a day. But of course, if the person who you want to target is not listening, then that message could well be going out in vain. So very, very critical to understand who's listening to the radio station. Is it going out on a business radio station, a largely music radio station? Is it going out in the morning, in the evening, drive time? Very, very critical, very, very powerful option. And you want to push in your message with some specific actions for them to take, driving them to a website maybe, or to a phone number, to make sure that you push them into your marketing funnel. Yellow pages, still very strong in some cases. As I say that, my yellow pages came to my house, and it's about a fifth of the size of what it used to be. With all the options available for promoting our products and services, yellow pages may well fit within your marketing plan, but very important to understand where your end user clients are. Are they reading the yellow pages? Are you burning money just putting adverts in yellow pages who no one's ever really looking at? So also newspaper. Which type of newspaper are you using? Who's reading them? Is it a business newspaper, financial newspaper, sports newspaper? Again, which type of newspaper is, and is your target segment market reading the newspaper? Television, very, very critical also. Companies are paying a lot of money, for example, to advertise in the Super Bowl during the break. And with all with the amount of niche TV channels that we have available to us now, of course, it's very, very possible to advertise on a sports channel, and you're going to capture the sports people watching wrestling, for example. They're the shopping channels, and you can also have advert in there. So television is very, very critical, especially with the amount of niche TV channels available. So very, very important to understand that to make sure that your target market people are actually watching the TV channels. Mobile marketing, we could have a whole lesson on mobile marketing. More and more people accessing websites through their mobile devices. Is your website mobile friendly? Are you using SMS text messages in your marketing mix? Very, very critical. Very, very, very powerful as a part of your whole marketing set. Of course, billboards are very important. People are still driving to work, getting these messages in every day. And so this may well be something that you want to consider as part of your overall marketing mix. Flyers are still very, very important. This ties very well into newspapers, of course. If you know the type of people who reading the newspapers, of course, you can easily get flyers into the newspapers, driving them to a website, to a particular phone number to get them into your marketing channel. Lots of smaller businesses do burn away a lot of money on flyers, though. You may go into your coffee shop or your restaurants and see tens and tens of hundreds of flyers on the shelves where someone's walked around the street in their rucksack and basically just looked for a shop willing to take their flyers, and often people just take them and they stay there and they actually end up in the bin. So very, very critical to understand, you may get a good deal for buying 10,000 flyers, but to make sure that you place your flyers where your target market will be congregating. And if magazines are very, 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 very there's so many magazines available today, so many magazines on sport, business, hobbies, niche topics. And of course, one advert in the magazine, you virtually be guaranteed that the people who purchased the boating magazine, yachting magazine, you put your advert in there for your motors, that you will closely match up with your target market. And last but not least, again, we could have another video on the internet, and we actually do the internet as a part of your marketing mix. Very, very powerful. Search engine marketing, social media marketing, podcasting, video marketing. Today, extremely relevant, and every company should be using the internet as a part of their own marketing mix. My opinion, my strong opinion, should I say. So some of the options available, of course, we can use trade shows we can use trade shows to get people into the marketing mix. We can go around, knock people's doors. That still works. But these are some of the options to consider, and you want to have a balance, a blend of some of these. For example, I don't do any flyers, for example. I've done in the past. Today, I don't do any flyers. And I advertise in the internet, in newspapers sometimes. So to recap your business marketing strategy framework, we have the category that your product or service fits into, the segment of the market that you're actually selling to, and finally, the channels that you're actually using to deliver your product or service to. But today, when we speak about channels, we're speaking about using it as a promotion aspect of your overall marketing mix. I'm Stephen C. Campbell. Thank you very much for listening. Drop by and say hello if you'd like to discuss business further. I hope you got something from this. Go ahead and use these messages and thoughts to drive your business forward today. Thank you.